say I don't care. Of course, I'm very grateful that he's making the supreme effort to be able to join us today, because most people would not. So thank you, Commissioner Laura. But I want to just tell you why we're kind of running a little late, and we're going to be a little casual. I also want to thank all of you for being here. I know that Annalisa did it, but I can't tell you how grateful I am. We do have some politicians in the House that I'm gonna, I guess I'll introduce. Andrew Jans was here earlier, but he had to leave. So we have this young lady who is the 19-year-old, I know, it's gonna get there. She is on the City Council of Kingsburg. She was elected when she was 19, she's now 20. Her name is Jules Hartman. She's a mom, she's a student, and she's just incredibly awesome. And I'm so grateful that she's here today. Thank you, Jules. Phil, I know I saw you. Phil Arbaio is a candidate for CD 22. That's against Devin Nunes, in case you don't know. And we are very appreciative that you are here as well. Andrew Jans, who is running for mayor, was here earlier, got his requisite pictures and took off. No, I'm teasing. He had other things he had to do. Andrew's always supportive of the community, and I love Andrew. So then we have Dari. Dari is a very interesting candidate. And he has my support. I think he's wonderful. And he's currently running for
CD 22.
Yes.
I'm not going to do it.
No.
He's running for CD 22 also. So we have 3 actually Democrats running for that race, including Dari. So thank you all for being here tonight. Okay, Michael Evans is the chair of the Fresno County Democratic Central Committee. Tyler Mackey is on the water board of Pinedale. And I'm pretty sure he's the first gay person ever on the water board at Pinedale. And then Annalise Bray is the state senate community college school district trustee. Then we have some deans, and we have all sorts of important people, but mostly I'm just really grateful that you're all here. Carol Laval, president of Kennedy Club. And no, you can't talk tonight. So I hope I don't offend anyone with the speech I'm about to give, but I may, and it's okay. My family will tell you she can't help herself. That's what they say all the time. When I first started attending Stonewall Democratic Club meetings a few years ago, I was surprised. It kind of felt like a separate club or a social group of older men, and it did not feel particularly welcoming. I was shocked that there were no lesbians attending and was told that there used to be. We didn't go anywhere, people. Anyhow, the club had an entry in the Pride Parade and a booth, and would sometimes speak at events if asked, but from my perspective, it was not engaged enough in the community, or at least to the degree that I thought it should be. When I would ask questions about the activities, endorsement questionnaires, speakers' involvement, and support of other LGBTQ groups and activities, I was told that they had done that, but there simply were not enough people to do that now, and I did not believe that the club was visible enough. And I understand that a few people kept it together for many years, including the former president, Chuck, who's here tonight, and Bruce was member for a long time, where Bruce went. And I appreciate that, and I recognize the hard work that everyone put into it, but I really thought it needed to get sort of cranked up a bit. So, really my thoughts were, what the hell? This isn't my vision of what an LGBT Democratic club should be. I started the first LGBT club in Fresno in 1978. Yes, I am that old. older. The Wildstein Democratic Club during the Briggs Initiative, otherwise known as the No on 6 campaign. I served as co-chair of the first Gay and Lesbian Caucus of CDC, and yes, I did meet Harvey Milk because that's what everybody always asks when I talk about that. And my impression of Harvey Milk, which is also frequently asked, is that he was a very intense man, as he had to be, but very intense, very, very intense. And did just so much, we can't even, whatever. So we marched in Sacramento in the rain. Maryland, I don't know if anybody else that's in here marched with me or not, for the passage of AB 1, which was Art Agnes's bill to end employment discrimination in California against gays and lesbians. And even though the state party was opposed, supported our position of no on 6. And if you don't know, it was the proposition that would have not allowed gay and lesbians to be teachers. So it was really an interesting time. And even though the state party took that position, the local Fresno County Democratic Central Committee would not allow us to put our brochures in their headquarters. It's true. Because they felt that it could have a detrimental effect on the candidates that were running at that time. And Democratic candidates came to our club for an endorsement, but then weren't really sure that they wanted to use it for the same kind of reason. So my Democratic friends encouraged me to run for president of this club and try to revitalize the community and make up meetings, and the makeup of the meeting has changed. I started dragging my women friends who would say to me, "Do we really have to go?" And I said, "Yes, you do." And a number of my Democratic allies, women friends, you know, they kind of stick with me, what can I tell you? I would drag them also. And we have been working really hard to be more visible in the community. We show up at events, we table, we register voters, and even if we don't register them, we talk to them about the changes in the Voter Act coming up. We try to be supportive. We have more speakers who are coming to talk to us about gay activities in the club. But the club is still out of balance. Because 2 months ago I looked around and it was all my women friends, but hardly any men. And there were as many allies there as there were gay people. And I want Stonewall to represent the diversity of the LGBT community. Ethnically, in age, everything. I just want everyone to be engaged. So, page 2. I had a lot to say. So, people from the club tell me that young people don't care. That they have never lived, when they didn't have the right to work, to buy a home, to rent an apartment, to adopt children. Particularly people in California are just clueless about how things used to be. And that LGBT clubs are not relevant, and that there's really no reason to have Stonewall. And the people who are saying that are members of Stonewall, so it's really quite a joy to have that told to you. But I'm here to tell you that I think that that's bullshit. And I'm sorry you walked in Magdalena when I was cussing. But they'll tell you that's the first bad word I've said so far. Because millions of LGBTQ citizens in this country continue to be denied those rights. With the exception of marriage, which was challenged 2 weeks ago in North Carolina, 27 states in this country do not have employment protection. So you can get married on Saturday, you can post your picture with your beloved bride or beloved husband on Sunday, and you can go to work on Monday and you can get your ass fired because of religious convictions. Well, those reasons alone are things that make me believe that it is imperative that we continue to have democratic LGBT. To say nothing of the 19 transgendered women that have been murdered this year.
20.
Well, I heard 20, but I didn't have the 20th name, and I have the other 19, so you're going to hear them. Because it's important that we don't forget their names. Their names. And I'm going to mispronounce stuff, because that's just life. Dana Martin, Jasleen Ware, Ashanti Carvin, Claire Legato, Mulasi Booker, Michelle Tamika Washington, Paris Cameron, Chanel Lindsay, Chanel Skurlock, Zoe Spears, Brooklyn Lindsay, Danielle Berry Stuckey, Kiki Fantroy, Jordan Cofer, Pebbles Ladime Doe, Tracy Single, Bailey Reeves, Beloved Slater, and Natalia Marlowe. All of them killed this year. As long as we continue to be discriminated against in any state, as long as we can be hung in a country, all because of the person that we love, our work is not done. It's true that young people, if it's true that young people do not care or do not want to get involved, it's our responsibility to educate them, to involve them, to invite them to join, to make it possible for them to do so, to feed them if we have to, even if we don't have to, just to feed them. Hi, Rev Jeanette, how are you, my friend? And to listen to them, because they have issues that we don't have. Because I believe that the battle is not over, and that our work is not done, and that it's also our responsibility to keep the democratic community aware and engaged in our issues. So, for those of you who are not members of Stonewall, I am asking you to join, to attend meetings, to help make this club more relevant in the community, to help us fight for the end of discrimination so we can continue to live without fear and to celebrate the people that we love. And I love you all tonight, so happy coming out there. Okay, so some people, and Dr. Capo-Bear is going to talk about Stonewall in a few minutes. Some people feel or felt, or in the folklore of Stonewall, and there's a lot of folklore in Stonewall, that part of the reason that that the Queens finally stopped putting up with the bullshit they were having to endure in the bars by the police. Because Judy Garland died that week, and her funeral was that day. So we are very fortunate to have a wonderful singer tonight, Lily, who's going to sing Somewhere Over the Rainbow for us.